What if heaven has already released blessings for your wealth, healing, and destiny? But only those who understand the divine keys will unlock them in 2026. This message reveals why some people rise while others struggle, and how a spiritual shift is opening doors that were once sealed. If you've been praying, waiting, and believing, this is the moment you've been prepared for. There is a truth many people struggle to understand: wealth, favor, and increase are not accidents. They do not come by luck, chance, or random opportunity. Behind every lasting breakthrough lies a spiritual code, a set of divine principles that governs increase just as firmly as physical laws govern the natural world. When these principles are ignored, people labor endlessly with little reward. But when they are understood and honored, doors open that no human effort alone could unlock. Many work harder every year, yet move nowhere. Others advance with what seems like ease. This difference is not intelligence, talent, or even effort. It is alignment with divine order. Wealth is not merely money. It is flow of provision, opportunity, influence, and peace. When this flow is blocked, life feels heavy. When it is open, progress becomes natural. The blockage is rarely external. Most often it is spiritual misalignment. There are laws that govern sowing and reaping, stewardship, obedience, and purpose. These laws cannot be bypassed by prayer alone. Prayer invites divine partnership, but alignment activates divine response. Heaven responds to order. Chaos delays blessing. Many people pray for overflow while living in contradiction to the principles that release it. They desire increase but resist discipline. They ask for provision but ignore stewardship. They cry out for favor but refuse correction. Divine abundance flows where responsibility and obedience meet. One of the most misunderstood truths is that wealth is entrusted before it is multiplied. Increase does not come to test character. It comes because character has already been proven. When small responsibilities are honored, greater ones are released. Another hidden key is purpose. Wealth disconnected from purpose becomes destructive. But wealth aligned with assignment becomes powerful. Provision always follows vision. Where there is no clear direction, resources scatter. Where purpose is clear, provision gathers. This is why some opportunities seem to find certain people. It is not coincidence. It is alignment. When a person's inner posture matches divine intention, doors open naturally. Struggle decreases. Resistance fades. Momentum builds. But here is where the moment becomes critical. A spiritual shift is underway. Certain seasons are neutral, but others are decisive. Some years maintain patterns, others disrupt them. 2026 is not a continuation year, it is a separation year. A dividing line between those who remain stuck and those who step forward. In transition years, preparation matters more than desire. Many want change, but only those willing to realign experience it. This year marks a shift from delay to acceleration, from survival to strategy, from prayer only faith to obedient faith. Old methods will no longer produce new results. What worked before will feel heavy. What once seemed effective will begin to stall. This is not punishment, it is invitation. A call to elevation. Those who resist change will feel pressure. Those who embrace alignment will feel clarity. This is the year where hidden efforts are rewarded, where quiet obedience produces visible outcomes, where seeds planted in past seasons begin to surface unexpectedly. But it will not happen for everyone. Only for those positioned to receive. Many are asking why progress suddenly feels urgent, why complacency feels uncomfortable, why stagnation feels painful. It is because the season demands movement. Remaining still now costs more than stepping forward. This year requires discernment. Not every opportunity is divine, and not every delay is denial. Some doors must remain closed so the right ones can open fully. Discernment protects destiny. Alignment in this season means letting go of outdated mindsets, unhealthy attachments, and small thinking. It means upgrading belief systems to match divine intention. You cannot enter a new level carrying old limitations. Fear will attempt to disguise itself as wisdom. Comfort will pretend to be peace. But true peace often requires courage first. Expansion always challenges familiarity. This is also a season of accountability. Excuses that once worked will no longer sustain growth. Blame will lose its power. Responsibility becomes the gateway to freedom. Those who take ownership of their decisions, habits, and direction will experience rapid movement. Those who wait for perfect conditions will remain delayed. Movement creates clarity. Obedience reveals next steps. Provision in this season will not always come traditionally. Expect unconventional channels, unexpected connections, and sudden clarity. What was once hidden will surface quickly, but only for those watching attentively. This year rewards preparation more than intention. Those who refine their skills, discipline their thoughts, and strengthen their spiritual posture will move faster than those who only hope. The hidden code of wealth is not greed, it is governance. It is learning how to manage what is given so more can be entrusted. It is understanding that abundance is a responsibility before it is a reward. This turning point is not about rushing, it is about readiness. Not about force, but faith paired with action. Not about comparison, but conviction. Those who align will notice a shift, resistance decreases, clarity increases, and favor begins to follow effort. Not because life becomes easy, but because life becomes ordered. This is the moment to evaluate alignment honestly, to ask whether daily choices support the future being prayed for, to recognize that destiny responds to consistency, not intensity. 2026 marks a doorway. Some will look at it and hesitate. Others will step through and never return to the old level again. The difference will not be prayer volume, but obedience depth. What unlocks wealth is not desire, but discipline. What releases breakthrough is not waiting, but alignment. What changes everything is not luck, but obedience to divine order. Those who understand this will rise. Those who ignore it will repeat cycles. Many people believe their greatest obstacle is a lack of opportunity, money, or support. But the truth is deeper. The greatest obstacle to destiny is often unhealed damage. Wounds that were never addressed quietly shape decisions, reactions, and expectations. They do not disappear with time, they hide, and from hiding places they control direction. Destiny requires wholeness. Purpose demands clarity. When the inner world is fractured, the outer path becomes distorted. This is why many people feel called but stuck, gifted but limited, capable yet restrained. The issue is not ability, it is unresolved pain. Unhealed wounds distort perception. They cause people to misinterpret doors as threats and correction as rejection. They create cycles of self-sabotage, where progress begins but never completes. Healing is not weakness. Healing is restoration of authority. There are wounds caused by betrayal, abandonment, rejection, and disappointment. Others come from failure, loss, or prolonged delay. Some wounds were inflicted by others. Some were inherited emotionally through family patterns. But regardless of their source, unresolved wounds restrict destiny. Pain speaks a language. If ignored, it becomes a voice that influences choices. It tells people they are unworthy, incapable, or destined to struggle. Over time, that voice becomes familiar, and familiarity makes it dangerous. Healing restores alignment. When inner fractures are repaired, focus returns, confidence stabilizes, vision clears, purpose stops feeling distant and begins to feel reachable. Many people try to pursue destiny while carrying pain that belongs to a previous season. They attempt to build a future while emotionally anchored to the past. This creates resistance. Healing is not about reliving pain. It is about releasing its authority. When healing begins, patterns break. Fear loosens its grip. Trust is restored, not in people, but in direction. This is why healing often precedes breakthrough. It prepares the inner capacity to sustain the outer blessing. But healing alone is not enough. There is another barrier that must be confronted: generational limitation. Some struggles did not begin with the individual. They began before birth. Patterns of lack, sickness, instability, fear, and broken identity that passed silently from one generation to the next. These patterns shape belief systems long before conscious thought. Generational limitation works subtly. It normalizes struggle. It makes dysfunction feel familiar. It convinces people that certain ceilings cannot be broken because they never have been. Many grow up believing, "This is just how our family is." But inherited patterns are not permanent assignments. They are learned behaviors and spiritual strongholds that can be dismantled. Cycles continue until someone becomes aware enough to confront them. Change begins with recognition. Freedom follows decision. Breaking generational limitation requires courage because it challenges identity. When someone breaks a cycle, they often face resistance from others and from internal doubt. Growth disrupts comfort. But comfort has a cost. Limitation survives through agreement. When someone believes they cannot rise beyond a certain level, limitation remains in control. But when belief shifts, authority transfers. One of the most powerful truths is this: you do not break cycles by effort alone. You break them by alignment and decision. When internal agreement changes, external reality follows. Many limitations manifest as fear of success, fear of stability, fear of consistency. People unconsciously sabotage progress because success feels unfamiliar. Chaos feels normal. Healing rewires what feels safe. This is why healing and generational freedom are connected. You cannot fully break cycles while remaining wounded. Pain anchors people to what they know. Healing opens the courage to choose differently. Breaking generational limitation does not dishonor the past. It redeems it. It transforms pain into purpose. It allows one life to change the direction of many. Those who break cycles often carry responsibility beyond themselves. Their obedience becomes protection for future generations. Their courage becomes inheritance. This process requires honesty. It demands examination of habits, language, expectations, and reactions. Patterns hide in daily choices. Change begins in small decisions made consistently. Freedom is not always dramatic. Sometimes it looks like consistency, stability, peace, healthy boundaries, wise choices made quietly. When cycles break, identity shifts. People stop seeing themselves as victims of circumstance and begin to see themselves as stewards of direction. Authority returns. This is why resistance often intensifies just before breakthrough. Patterns fight to survive. Fear speaks louder. Doubt grows aggressive. But pressure is a sign that change is near. Those who persist through discomfort enter freedom. Those who retreat reinforce limitation. Destiny does not require perfection, but it does require courage. Healing is not instant, but it is intentional. Generational freedom is not automatic, but it is available. When inner healing aligns with conscious decision, cycles collapse. What once felt inevitable loses power. What once seemed impossible becomes normal. This is how destiny opens. Not through striving, but through restoration and authority. When wounds heal, vision clears. When cycles break, paths widen. When alignment occurs, destiny responds. The future is not blocked, it is waiting. The question is not whether destiny exists, but whether the inner world is prepared to carry it. Healing prepares the heart. Courage breaks the chain. Alignment opens the door, and once that door opens, there is no returning to the old patterns again. Many people spend years praying for change without realizing that alignment, not intensity, is the true master key. Desire can be strong, faith can be sincere, and prayers can be frequent, yet progress remains slow. The reason is simple, but often uncomfortable. Favor responds to order. Alignment is the harmony between belief, action, timing, and purpose. When these elements move together, resistance decreases and momentum increases. When they conflict, delay becomes inevitable. Heaven does not respond to noise, it responds to positioning. Many assume favor is selective or random. But favor follows alignment. It rests where responsibility, obedience, and clarity converge. When life feels consistently blocked, it is rarely because of lack of prayer. It is because something is out of place. Alignment begins internally. Thoughts, values, and intentions form the foundation. When the inner world is divided, the outer world reflects confusion. This is why progress often accelerates after clarity is achieved. Once direction is clear, energy stops leaking. Misalignment often appears subtle. It looks like praying for breakthrough while maintaining habits that oppose growth. It sounds like asking for increase while resisting accountability. It feels like desiring elevation while avoiding discipline. Favor cannot rest on contradiction. This is why some people seem to advance effortlessly. Their lives are not perfect, but they are ordered. Their priorities are clear. Their actions support their prayers. They move with intention, not impulse. Alignment simplifies life. It removes unnecessary struggle. It brings peace without stagnation and movement without chaos. When alignment is present, even challenges serve purpose. This leads to a critical question many quietly ask. Why are some prayers answered faster than others? The difference is not worthiness, it is readiness. Speed of response is often determined by capacity. When a request requires growth that has not yet occurred, delay becomes protection. When alignment is present, response accelerates. Some prayers require timing. Others require transformation. Many require both. Delayed answers are not always denials. Often, they are indicators that alignment is incomplete. Certain blessings demand structure, maturity, and preparation. Without them, what is given would be lost. Quick answers come when the request matches current capacity. Slow answers come when expansion is required first. Obedience shortens delay. When instruction is followed, clarity increases. When clarity increases, confidence strengthens. When confidence strengthens, movement follows. Another reason some prayers move faster is focus. Scattered attention produces diluted results. Focused intention carries weight. When desires are clear and consistent, direction becomes easier to release. Many pray emotionally rather than strategically. Emotion fades. Strategy remains. Alignment transforms emotional requests into sustainable outcomes. Favor also follows stewardship. When what has already been given is managed well, more can be trusted. Neglect slows progress. Responsibility accelerates it. This is why small changes often produce big results. Alignment does not always require dramatic shifts, it requires honest ones. Removing one conflicting habit can open doors years of effort could not. Alignment also demands humility. Correction is often the gateway to acceleration. Resistance to correction creates delay. Acceptance of instruction releases momentum. Some prayers remain unanswered because the answer would contradict purpose. Alignment ensures that requests support destiny rather than distract from it. Timing matters. Rushing what requires development creates instability. Delay builds endurance. Patience matures capacity. Favor flows where integrity is present. When words match actions and actions match intention, trust is established. Trust invites partnership. Partnership produces movement. Alignment also protects. It closes doors that would lead to unnecessary pain. It filters opportunities, so only what supports destiny remains. What feels like delay may be divine protection. Those who experience accelerated answers are often those who respond quickly to instruction. Sensitivity shortens response time. Obedience sharpens discernment. This is not about perfection, it is about consistency. Direction matters more than speed. Alignment ensures that movement leads somewhere meaningful. When alignment becomes a lifestyle, prayer shifts from pleading to partnership. Communication becomes clearer. Direction becomes stronger. Confidence replaces confusion. Favor is not chased, it is attracted. Alignment is the attraction. This is the season to evaluate honestly. Are daily decisions supporting the future being prayed for? Are habits reinforcing intention or resisting it? Is focus clear or divided? When alignment is corrected, progress follows. Resistance decreases. Answers accelerate. Peace replaces striving. This is how divine favor operates, not as reward for effort, but as response to order. Those who align experience flow. Those who resist remain frustrated. The difference is not belief, it is positioning. The moment alignment is restored, timing shifts, doors open naturally. Movement becomes sustainable. Prayer works best when life agrees with it. Alignment is the master key. Favor is the response. Acceleration is the result. Many people believe that faith is proven by waiting, but faith, by its very nature, is movement. True belief does not remain passive, it responds. Blessings are not activated by intention alone, they are released through faith-driven action. Action is the language faith speaks. Without movement, belief remains theoretical. It comforts, but it does not transform. This is why many feel spiritually encouraged yet practically unchanged. Inspiration without execution produces emotion, not elevation. Faith does not require full understanding, it requires obedience. Waiting for certainty often delays destiny. Clarity frequently comes after movement, not before it. The first step reveals the next. Blessings are often already released, but they remain dormant until activated. Action serves as the trigger. When movement aligns with belief, provision responds. Many ask for doors to open while refusing to walk toward them. Others pray for direction while standing still. Faith does not demand recklessness, but it does require courage. Safe faith rarely produces significant outcomes. Action proves readiness. It demonstrates trust. It shows alignment. This is why movement often precedes confirmation. Heaven responds to obedience faster than hesitation. Fear disguises itself as wisdom. It convinces people that waiting is patience, when it is often avoidance. Destiny requires discernment, but discernment must lead to decision. Every breakthrough begins with a step that feels uncomfortable. Comfort zones protect familiarity, not purpose. Growth demands departure from what feels safe. Small actions carry massive weight. Consistent movement builds momentum. Momentum attracts opportunity. Opportunity expands capacity. Many delay action because they fear failure. But failure is often a teacher, not a terminator. Progress requires learning, and learning requires motion. Faith-driven action also refines character. It exposes weaknesses, strengthens discipline, and sharpens focus. Movement reveals what still needs growth. This is how blessings mature, from promise to possession. Action bridges the gap between prayer and manifestation. But action alone is not the goal. It leads to something greater: destiny. Destiny is not a dream, it is an assignment. It is the intersection of purpose, responsibility, and timing. Everyone has one, but not everyone enters it. Destiny requires courage because it demands ownership. It calls people to step out of comparison, fear, and approval seeking. Assigned destiny cannot be borrowed, it must be embraced. Many sense their calling but resist the cost. Destiny asks for consistency, discipline, and sacrifice. It does not negotiate with comfort. Stepping boldly into destiny means accepting responsibility for choices. Blame dissolves. Excuses fade. Authority returns. Destiny does not unfold instantly, it unfolds progressively. Each step prepares capacity for the next. Each decision shapes direction. Those who walk into destiny often feel unqualified at first. But qualification grows through obedience, not waiting. Capability is built in motion. Destiny also demands separation. Some relationships, habits, and mindsets cannot continue into the next level. Release is part of progression. This does not mean isolation, it means alignment. Destiny requires an environment that supports growth. Fear intensifies near purpose. Resistance increases at the edge of breakthrough. Pressure often signals proximity. Those who retreat reinforce limitation. Those who persist enter expansion. Boldness does not eliminate fear, it moves despite it. Courage is not absence of doubt, it is refusal to obey it. Destiny responds to bold obedience. When movement aligns with assignment, acceleration occurs. Many miss destiny by waiting for validation. Destiny rarely arrives with applause. It often begins quietly, unnoticed, and demanding. This is why consistency matters more than visibility. Faithfulness in obscurity prepares for influence. Destiny carries impact beyond the individual. It creates ripple effects, changing families, communities, and future generations. When destiny is embraced, life gains clarity. Decisions align, energy focuses, purpose fuels endurance. Faith-driven action keeps destiny active. Without it, calling fades into regret. The greatest risk is not failure, it is inactivity. Potential unfulfilled is the heaviest burden. Those who step forward discover that provision follows obedience. Strength rises in motion. Confidence grows through repetition. Destiny is not found, it is entered. It does not chase, it waits. This is the season for movement. Hesitation has expired. Delay has cost enough. What was promised requires participation. What was assigned requires action. Step forward. Act with conviction. Move with faith. Destiny responds to those who respond.